Good morning, teachers and students. Today is Thursday, December 13, 2018. My name is Salai, and with me today are Abraham, Jennifer, and Alcias. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance to our national and state flags, our national anthem, and a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to the Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible. I, Salai, pledge that I will arrive on time with all my materials ready to do my best. I will be a great listener, a hard worker, and encourage my classmates. I will act responsibly and accept consequences for my actions. My classmates, teachers, and parents will be proud of me. Please remain standing for a moment of silence. Thank you. You may be seated. Now on to like or pride. P is for preparation. Be in school every day on time, wearing school uniform with all materials ready. R is for respect. Follow school rules, keep hands and objects to yourself, and respect teacher and peers. I is for integrity. Make good choices and always say the truth. Be a person of honor and character. D is for dedication. Be an active learner, participate in class, do your own work, and always try your best. E is for excellence. Always strive for your personal best, be competitive, and always have a positive attitude. And now on to Abraham with the menu for today.
Thank you, Sarai. Good morning, laggers. Today for lunch we'll be having chicken burger with cheese or cheeseburger with burger salad, potato rounds, and fruit variety. For breakfast tomorrow we'll be having croissant sandwich, milk, banana, and apple juice. Now on to Laredo with the weather and the birthdays.
Thank you, Abraham. Good morning, laggers. Today's high is 68 with a low of 46. There's a 10% chance of showers. Today's birthday are 5th graders Alison Ibarra and Maria Ramirez, 1st grader Bella Aranet, and pre-K 4 students Garia de la Fuente and Jacob Sadzar. Now to Jennifer with the law words of the week.
Thank you, Azir. Good morning, laggers. This week's math word of the week is gallon. Pronunciation, gallon. Definition, a until volume of for liquid. Measure equal of 4 quarts. Word in a sentence, can you please buy a gallon of milk? This week's science word of the week is meteorologist. Definition, meteorologist. Definition: a person who predicts the weather. Word in a sentence: the meteorologist comes out in the news. Now back to Sarai with the words of wisdom. Thank you, Jennifer. Good morning, Lakers. This is Sarai with a few words of wisdom. There are some 6 billion people living on the planet Earth, each person with a different personality, size, shape, and color. No two people are exactly alike. If you think about it, that's true for all the billion of people who lived in the past times. No two alike. It's truly an awesome thing to consider. Now listen to the words of a 19th century American preacher by the name of William Chen. Every human being is intended to be a character of his one, to be what no other is and to do what no other can do. Mr. Channing is reminding you that only you can be you. No one is, was, or ever will be like you. Start noticing how wonderfully different we all are. With something to think about, this is Lai, Jennifer, Asian, and Abraham. Make it a great day or not.
The choice is yours.
Teachers, just a reminder that the library is closed due and will reopen on Monday. You can work with Capstone, Mac and Via, Epic Books, and Tumble Books. Any student who completes their AR goal for the 6 weeks by this Friday will be eligible for a raffle. The raffle will include coupons for a free personal pizza from Pizza Hut and a kids meal from Chili's. Any class that completes their AR goal by December 14th will be entered into a raffle for donuts from Krispy Kreme for their Christmas party. Five classes will win the donuts. For today's trivia questions, teachers remember to write down your name and number of students. You have then let a student come to the library with the answer. In the Polar Express, what does the boy ring that the parents cannot hear? These are all of the announcements for today. Have a thrilling driving Thursday. Enjoy today's story.
The Polar Express by Chris Van Allsburg, AR level 3.8, AR points 0.5, AR test number 5240. On Christmas Eve many years ago, I lay quietly in my bed. I did not rustle the sheets. I breathed slowly and silently. I was listening for a sound my friend had told me I'd never hear, the ringing bells of Santa's sleigh. There is no Santa, my friend had insisted, but I knew he was wrong. Late that night, I did hear sounds, though not from ringing bells. From outside came the sounds of hissing steam and squeaking metal. I looked through my window and saw a train standing perfectly still in front of my house. It was wrapped in an apron of steam. Snowflakes fell lightly around it. A conductor stood at the open door of one of the cars. He took a large pocket watch from his vest, then looked up at the window. I put on my slippers and robe. I tiptoed downstairs and out the door. All aboard! The conductor cried out. I ran up to him. Well, he said, are you coming? Where? I asked. Why, to the North Pole, of course, was his answer. This is the Polar Express. I took his outstretched hand, and he pulled me aboard. The train was filled with other children, all in their pajamas and nightgowns. We sang Christmas carols and ate candies with nougat centers as white as snow. We drank hot cocoa as thick and rich as melted chocolate bars. Outside, the lights of towns and villages flickered in the distance as the Polar Express raced northward. Soon there were no more lights to be seen. We traveled through cold, dark forests where lean wolves roamed and white tailed rabbits hid from our train as it thundered through the quiet wilderness. We climbed mountains so high it seemed as if we would scrape the moon. But the Polar Express never slowed down. Faster and faster we ran along, rolling over peaks and through valleys like a car on a roller coaster. The mountains turned into hills, the hills to snow covered plains. We crossed a barren desert of ice, the great polar ice cap. Lights appeared in the distance. They looked like the lights of a strange ocean liner sailing in a frozen sea. There, said the conductor, is the North Pole. The North Pole? It was a huge city standing alone at the top of the world, filled with factories where every Christmas toy was made. At first, we saw no elves. They are gathering at the center of the city, the conductor told us. That is where Santa will give the first gift of Christmas. Who receives the first gift of Christmas? We all asked. The conductor answered, He will choose one of you. Look, shouted one of the children, the elves! Outside, we saw hundreds of elves. As our train drew closer to the center of the North Pole, we slowed to a crawl. So crowded were the streets with Santa's helpers when the Polar Express could go no further, we stopped and the conductor let us outside. We pressed through the crowd to the edge of a large open circle. In front of us stood Santa's sleigh. The reindeer were excited. They pranced and paced, ringing the silver sleigh bells that hung from their harnesses. It was a magical sound, like nothing I'd ever heard before. Across the circle, the elves moved apart and Santa Claus appeared. The elves cheered wildly. He marched over to us and pointed to me and said, Let's have this fellow here. He jumped into his sleigh. The conductor handed me up. I sat on Santa's knee and he asked, Now what would you like for Christmas? I knew I could have any gift I could imagine, but the thing I wanted most for Christmas was not inside Santa's giant bag. What I wanted more than anything was one silver bell from Santa's sleigh. When I asked, Santa smiled. Then he gave me a hug and told an elf to cut a bell from a reindeer's harness. The elf tossed it up to Santa. He stood holding the bell high above him and called out, The first gift of Christmas! A clock struck midnight as the elves roared their approval. Santa handed the bell to me, and I put it in my bathrobe pocket. The conductor helped me down from the sleigh. Santa shouted at the reindeers' names and cracked his whip. His team charged forward and climbed into the air. Santa circled once above us, then disappeared in the cold, dark polar sky. As soon as we were back inside the Polar Express, the other children asked to see the bell. I reached into my pocket, but the only thing I felt was a hole. I had lost the silver bell from Santa Claus's sleigh. Let's hurry outside and look for it, one of the children said. But the train gave a sudden lurch and started moving. We were on our way home. It broke my heart to lose the bell. When the train reached my house, I sadly left the other children. I stood at my doorway and waved goodbye. The conductor said something from the moving train, but I couldn't hear him. What? I yelled out. He cupped his hands around his mouth. Merry Christmas! He shouted. The Polar Express let out a loud blast from its whistle and sped away. On Christmas morning, my little sister Sarah and I opened our presents. When it looked as if everything had been unwrapped, Sarah found one last small box behind the tree. It had my name on it. Inside was the silver bell. There was a note. Found this on the seat of my sleigh. Fix that hole in your pocket. Signed, Mr. C. I shook the bell. It made the most beautiful sound my sister and I had ever heard. But my mother said, Oh, that's too bad. Yes, said my father. It's broken. When I'd shaken the bell, my parents had not heard a sound. At one time, most of my friends could hear the bell, but as years passed, it fell silent for all of them. Even Sarah found one Christmas that she could no longer hear its sweet sound. Though I've grown old, the bell still rings for me, as it does for all who truly believe. The end. The Polar Express by Chris Van Allsburg, AR level 3.8, AR points 0.5, AR test number 5240. Enjoy.